Hello, welcome Lila. Welcome to Karmada community meeting. Today is May 27th, 2025, Tuesday. So, Lila, are you going to show a demo or something?
Just give me 2 minutes. I have my subordinate who gonna give the demo. I'm gonna check with him. So he was the one who
Okay.
was working and I'm guiding him. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
just a second. So a little bit background, like what I was doing, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, so we have a group of Kubernetes clusters deployed in AWS and also
Mm-hmm.
few Kubernetes in on-prem as well, on-premise data
Mm-hmm.
center. So there we
Mm-hmm.
have deployed Rancher Kubernetes engine, and in AWS we are using EKS. So our main goal is, we have a data scientist running their Argo workflow jobs, and we want those jobs to be submitted from to EKS cluster and also to the RKE cluster, that is Rancher on-premise cluster. So I'm
Mm-hmm.
just trying to, working on that solution. I just found Karmada, plus Volcano might be the best fit for my use case where I can implement the queuing mechanism as well. So that's how I get started exploring it. And luckily, Argo workflow is part of, built-in resource interpreter available in Karmada. So I was able to, execute Argo workflow jobs. But few hiccups are there, which I would like to bring up. Um, but before that, I'm just gonna check with my colleague if he's available. I can show you the demo. Uh,
Mm-hmm. Okay.
if not, I can bring up the issues I have, at least, to to bring to your notice what I'm trying to achieve. So
Okay.
one thing is, yeah, basically I'm not from a development background, but I'm just trying to explore this multi-cluster orchestrator space, and I find Karmada is very much interested. Interesting piece, and also the volcano. So yeah.
Okay. Sure. Hello, Yoli Mihash. Um,
Hi.
this
Uh,
is Lila from India. He also use the workflow, Argo workflow. So we have some discussion on GitHub. So today, Lila will try to share how they do with with the Argoflow and Kamada together. I think you might be interested.
Yeah, so maybe a little bit background from our side. So we're not uh so I'm from a team inside Bloomberg, providing packaging Argo Workflow as a platform for our internal users. So having multi-cluster Argo Workflow support is definitely something we want to or we want to use eventually. It's just we have right now a few other items so that to enable us to integrate with that. So that is the situation. So disclaimer in the beginning is that we do not have the Karmada used in our production yet, but we did some preliminary research and um, for to identify how it could be used from our past experience. So one of the caveat we identified in the past was that although we have this interpreter, but at least for us, we most likely won't be using it because the design is that the Argo workflow, the central controller, runs on the Karmada control plane side. So it's just the orchestrate pod distributing the pod to multiple clusters, so that the orchestration part, the updates are still made to the Karmada's API server. However, it's just the member cluster, just use the CPU and memory resource or other hardware resource in the member clusters. However, the operational experience we got from our daily life is that Argo workflow is heavily hammering API server from the frequency that the workflow is updated, because whenever a change in the node is triggered, it eventually leads to a update of the workflow, and that goes through API server. Imagine we have like hundreds, thousands, so maybe above 10,000 workflow in a cluster, technically. Um, it will be hammering the API server really, really hard. Um, so having the uh, Argo Workflow's central controller in the Karmada control plane is very risky. It does not help reduce the error issue. However, we do want to have so the solution would be have the workflow central controller into each of the member clusters. So they are installed in with other means. For example, you can use Argo CD or other things to deploy there to manage the software upgrade. Um, but to use Karmada to manage the tenants' resources, for example, supporting uh, uh, for example, sync the workflow templates and the config map that are used by these workflows, and also have the Karmada's control plane make the decision of which cluster should this workflow be assigned to.
Mhm.
Um, the assign the criteria is that for us, we're thinking maybe just the number of workflows, number of running workflows on to each cluster. Just choose a cluster that is less busy. So that is our preliminary idea. Most likely, that's the way to go in the future to productionize it. Um, So I think it invalidates or it's a separate thought to the issue links, the discussion linked in the agenda doc. Maybe that's a path you can think of. However, that is just a uh, operation specific. If your workload is more of uh, CPU or memory or other resource consuming, and each workflow is not uh it is not frequently updated. There are not that many workflow, but each workflow can spin up a resource intensive pod. That may change the story. How do you want to deploy it? Maybe in that case, the existing interpreter is the better way to go with a few modification enhancements. Yeah.
Yeah. Speaking of the Argo workflow updating issue, uh, we figured out that the Argo workflow not support the sub
Subs-
resource. So if we are going to update the workflow status, we need to update the whole object. I think that's one of the problem.
Yes, you're right. So we have manually updated the CRD and
Yeah.
and after that we can see the status in the Karmada control plane. Yeah.
I still not don't know why Argo workflow not support the
Mm,
sub resource. Uh,
right. Right. So, like, um, so what? So that gives us the status, which was good. So one thing I was trying to understand there is, Argo workflow has the CRDs installed. We have the host system, right? Host cluster. In that, we have installed the Karmada via Helm So
mm.
this whole host system has an Argo workflow controller installed, and what we have done as a hack is we copied the CRDs of that host system to the Karmada system or the Karmada API server. So, do you think like how these CRDs will get sync from host cluster to the Karmada
Hmm.
Helm cluster? Is it something we need to, manually run those CRDs on the Karmada cluster?
So, you mean you already um, deployed the workflow Argo workflow CRD in your old clusters? So your question is how to make it happen uh, to deploy the CRD to Karmada API server and sync the CRD to your old cluster, right?
Yes, because the old cluster is nothing but the top cluster where the Karmada API is running.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think in this case, the CRD itself is kind of the um, normal resource, so it can be synced by propagation policy. And yeah, I think nothing is special for the CRD. You can think the CRD is a normal configuration resource, like secret, like config map.
Mhm. Okay. Okay, got it. So if I update in the top layer of cluster, the Argo workflow CRDs, if it gets updated, then I
Hmm.
write a propagation or a sync policy saying that, okay, whenever the CRDs are getting updated, sync that
Hmm.
to Karmada API, right?
Hmm.
Cluster.
Yeah.
Yeah, got it. Um, yeah. Um, Sorry for one thing, like I'm trying to reach out my colleague to show you the demo because he has
Hmm.
the propagation policies and the Volcano queue implemented. I'm just trying to follow up with him. If I'm unable to, showcase this by next in bi-weekly meeting, I
Okay,
will
sure.
bring him up and I'll showcase what we have achieved via Karmada and via Alcano. And
Hmm.
yeah, I think he's there. If you can give me 2 minutes, let me check if he's free. Then I can add him to the call where he can show you the demo.
Okay, sure. You mean your college will show the demo next time, right?
Yeah, if it is not possible now, next time we're gonna show the demo.
Okay. Okay.
And
Okay.
yeah,
Okay.
this
So,
second
oh,
one is the same because we have the Ray cluster running and we submit the Ray jobs as well for the machine learning
mm,
jobs for model training. So obviously, the resource interpreter is not there for this Ray jobs, and uh, why I want to bring to uh, to to the community notices, it's quite popular, around the industry. So if we are able to work on that, or I mean, basically, I don't know how to write a Lua script, but I can try. But I can try, but just thought of bringing that to the community notice.
Okay. Okay. For firstly, I think the Lua. Let me check. Oh, we have a Lua developer here because
Yeah. Could provide some support if there are any questions. Do we have a resource interpreter set up already for Argo by chance or no? I think we do.
you mean for Argo, right?
Yeah.
Argo, yeah, we have, but we don't. I remember we didn't provide all the interpreter hooks.
Mhm.
Let me see, Argo, right?
Yeah, last time I read about it, it was for the setup that I explained before, like the workflow and the workflow controller exists in the host cluster, um, in the managing control plane, and it only distribute and collect information from the pods in the member cluster. So that's great if the pod themselves are resource consuming, and the number of workflows and workflow updates remains pretty low to not bring down the host cluster control plane. However, for our case, it may not be suitable as our workflow control plane, workflow controller is hammering API server. So that's the thing we want to just shard and offload to member cluster local and have smaller member clusters just to distribute such update loads. Um, that, yeah, sorry, derailed that. And also we don't have, our team at least don't have Lua experience.
Yeah. Yeah, for the rules thing, I think we can ask help from quite a lot of. Yeah, sorry. Here. So we have these guys. They can help to. Uh, maybe this guy is still interested in this. I can talk to him. So Lila, I don't think the Lua is a problem here. I can also to try to help with this. So no problem. But I maybe I will start working on it after the KubeCon China. KubeCon China is in June June 10th, right? 10th and 11th, right?
Yeah.
So so I think we have all with no other items. So by the way, Mihash, when will you arrive at Hong Kong?
I'll get there on Sunday, I believe. I think that's June
Oh,
8th.
yeah, it's early. I plan to go there at Monday.
Okay, great.
So we we are going to have a lunch for for gather Karmada users and friends maybe at 10 at change. So
Okay.
you and you and Ela, right?
Yeah, Alon will be there too.
So I want to invite you both to the lunch.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Okay.
Yeah, we can coordinate on Slack. Yes.
Okay.
Also just see you in person.
Okay. Sounds good.
So I have my colleague here, like if we have the time, he can walk through the demo.
Okay. Okay.
Is that
Great.
okay?
Great. So I gonna stop the sharing. So
Yeah.
more.
So
Sorry, I don't know how to pronounce the name.
Hi everyone.
Hello.
yeah,
Hello.
you can say Mosin, Mosin.
Mosing. Right. Okay. Mosing.
Right.
Shall I share my screen?
Okay. So you can just go ahead.
Okay, thanks.
You should have the right.
Can you all see my screen?
Yeah, we can see your terminal now. The ID, right?
Can you see this cluster propagation policy?
Yes, we can.
Okay. So we are creating a cluster propagation policy to match labels of this Argo workflows, which submits a Volcano job.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll create this all for this ranch. I'll submit to Karmada server. Then
Oh, you are using Volcano, right? Okay.
So we were using the Volcano Global, the latest multi-cluster.
Okay. So you are using the Volcano for the Volcano Global, right? So I see you are using the queue. So the queue will be applied to Karmada API server, right?
yeah,
Okay, got it.
so this is the workflow.
Let me see how many jobs here. Volcano job. Okay, just one, right? Just one template
Yeah.
here. Okay. Okay.
Queue is created.
Okay, I see the workload data is running. So
Yeah,
the status is Karmada sync the status from the memo cluster,
then yeah,
right? Okay, looks great.
if we check, it has failed due to some reason.
So this UI is from the member cluster.
Okay, so the job
Failure
kind of
condition.
failed.
Node is not ready. Okay.
Schedule.
Something.
Yeah.
So I'd like to give some background information why we are using on-premises. So we have a bunch of GPU nodes running there, and we want to submit the GPU jobs to our on-premise cluster. And the jobs which need only CPUs, those will get submitted for the cluster in AWS. That's our main use case. In condition.
Try the CPU and I think GPU is getting problems.
Yeah, running.
Yeah,
Great.
succeeded.
So, what's the KD? KD means Kamada?
Yeah. No.
The
KK is
alias,
Karmada.
the command, the alias. Yeah,
Actually,
okay,
K
KD. So you can see
KK is
kind of
Karmada.
CPU
So
upload
I'm
succeed.
submitting to Karmada.
Oh, KK is Kamada.
Yeah. From there it
Okay,
will
okay,
propagate to this one, discovery.
okay. I see. Mm-hmm. So, basically for I'm sorry. Are you finished your demo or?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So thank you. I can understand that the demo mainly doing the thing that let Kamada to propagate the workflow to your mem clusters, and after that, Kamada can sync the status back from the mem cluster to Kamada, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, after modifying the
Okay.
CRD with substatus, we are able to.
Hmm. Yeah, I think so. I think I will talk to the Argo workflow maintainers and then ask them why they didn't support the sub resource. Is there a specific reason for that? So yeah.
Yeah, we tried to upvote as well for the, you know, for that requirement, but it's pending from a long time.
Mhm.
Basically, I can check in their Slack channel as well and try to get some more information.
So, okay. So, speaking of the resource interpreter, do we have enough interpreters for the Argo workflow object?
Mm, for now, yes, for our basic
Mhm.
testing, it's
Okay. Okay.
it's
So here is just one thing left is the CRD thing, right?
right.
Okay.
And if you see, like, Mohsin has showed you an UI. That UI belongs to an the member cluster UI. So
Okay. Mm.
I'm just trying to understand from an user perspective, one try to submit from a centralized UI so that
Mhm.
he can see the status of the jobs there. So if you see the controller, I believe we can't install it on the Karmada API. It is installed on the top layer of that Karmada API cluster. So our main target was submitting the jobs from there,
Mm.
so that it can hit to Karmada and Karmada can submit the jobs to member clusters. Because we have the
Yeah.
controller, installed on the top cluster.
Mhm.
So
So
here we are using Argo CLI to submit it.
okay. Let me share this. You are
Yeah,
talking this shot. So the UI just connect to Command API server and
so Karmada API, you see the Kubernetes, right? On top. Uh, I mean,
mhm,
so in that Kubernetes, you see the Argo Flow UI. So that UI has the controller installed.
mhm,
And what we have done is the CRDs there, we copied it to Karmada API. And there we ran deployed the CRDs. Via Argo CLI, we were authenticating to Karmada API host, and from there we are trying to submit an Argo workflow jobs using CLI.
So I want to double confirm with you is so far just one problem. That is a CRD thing, right? You need that workaround, right?
Yes, yes. For one
Okay, so
Karmada.
great. So another question for regarding to your demo is what's the benefit of the use case that led Kamada to propagate your workflow?
Mhm.
You
Uh,
want Kamada to help you to select the memory cluster automatically or something.
yes. So
Mm-hmm.
we have clusters like on-premise cluster, which is nothing but a GPU farm. Like we
Mm-hmm.
have the all the nodes with GPUs, and we
Okay.
have
I
another
see.
cluster which is deployed in AWS, which doesn't have GPUs.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So we register those two clusters to Karmada, and via
Okay.
propagation policy, we can submit the jobs to the respective cluster based on our requirement or based on the labels we specified, so that
Okay. Okay.
GPU jobs will get run on-premise and the normal jobs will run in AWS.
Mm-hmm.
Why we
Yeah.
need a Volcano queue here is, um, you know, um, in on-premise server, like we have limited A100 GPUs or V100, like
Yeah.
some specific types. And we don't want that, we have to use that in a legitimate way, saying that if a queue is
Mm-hmm.
assigned, if one team is using that queue, if that queue
Yeah.
has 10 GPUs assigned, saying
Yeah.
you can use 10 A100 GPUs, they can be able to
Mm-hmm.
use only 10 A100. They can't go beyond that. That's why we are implementing queue there rather than
Yeah.
directly, submitting from Karmada to the cluster where they don't have the restrictions on that. We have
Mm-hmm.
introduced queue here.
Yeah. I see. I see. So speaking of the queue, what do you think the resource quota that the resource quota can help you to manage the resource between different teams?
Yes, you're right.
So you mean resource quota can be used as well, right?
Okay, so the here we have a concept called weight in Volcano. If we have a
Oh,
higher
wait.
weights,
Yeah, I see. I see.
those
You
get
you need to know how many jobs is waiting there, right?
yeah reaching there, and also we have high critical jobs which has to run
Mm-hmm.
anyhow. But those GPUs are getting utilized by some other team which are
Mm-hmm.
not high priority ones.
Okay.
So that can be reclaimable by the high priority jobs and get it run whenever they require it.
Okay. Okay. Sounds great. So I think this is the very basic use case in Kamada. So, what are we need? What we need to do is to provide the interpreter to support Argo workflow. Luckily, we already have the interpreter. So so far so good. Um, I will need a comments to here. Talk to go. Okay, so okay, thank you, Lila and Mosen. So anyone in the meeting have something to talk about? Hello, Li Wang. Just to see you are in the meeting now.
Hi. Okay.
Okay. Okay. Another thing, Mihashi, I'm not sure if you noticed the discussion, the issue. Let me see.
I took a brief look at it. Yeah. That's a good catch.
Yeah.
I didn't get a chance to take a look at the code changes just yet, but I think at least having the federated resource quota status reconciled periodically will minimize some of the issues with regards to the quota reflecting higher than it should be.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's interesting. How frequently is the periodic reconcile set to at the moment? Is it like it's every
Let
5
me
minutes, I see.
share my screen. The frequency. So I can go share. This is today I reproduced this issue on my side. So first I want to talk this issue not this issue can only happen when the total usage of the quota is about reaching the I don't know the top.
Limit.
They are reaching the limit. So in this let's see, we have a quota limited to 100 CPU. So we have a deployment, it requires 80. So this is a case that the quota is reaching the limit. So if we still have a lot of quota, so this not gonna happen. Speaking of the frequency, I tried I tried with the code on master, right? I just run the test twice, so it happened twice. But after I send another PR here, and this PR tried to reduce the conflict from the resource binding status controller. So the frequency becomes to 5 times out of 10 tests. So it is still high, I think.
Yeah. Out of curiosity, just because I haven't looked into this too much just yet, is the reason for the multiple reconciles just because the first time that the webhook tries to update the status, there's some sort of conflict, and so it attempts to retry? Or why does the webhook actually get triggered multiple times? Because my
Okay.
understanding was the webhook should only work if it
Yeah.
notices that there's a change to
Yeah.
the resource requirement.
Yeah. I think that's the thing we all have misunderstanding of the webhook. So let me see. We can see from here. This log. Let me see. Let me see. I can. I don't know how to. Let me see. Oh, sorry. Can see here. This is a log from webhook. So you can see here the first time webhook it was invoked because the Karmada controller just create is trying to create the result binding, right? It's very clear. For this time, we just skip the quota validation, and then the Karmada scheduler trying to update the schedule result, and this time webhook it started to evaluating federated result quota, and the webhook after the webhook updating the status of the federated quota, and this request is had been allowed by the webhook, but the thing is just start from here, and then after all the validating webhook accepts allows the request, the API server is going to should to write the object to etcd, right? Sorry, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I'm following.
Yeah. Okay. Um, but at the same time, Karmada controller, see, we can just see here the status controller. Just result binding status controller. It is it also trying to patch result binding, and this time the controller just added a condition to the result binding. So, but mm, so so here you can see that the webhook received another request. So for this request, because the controller just updating the condition status, so no quota relevant fields change. So the webhook was still skipping the validation. So For the API server side, we can see we know that currently there are two requests for resource binding updating, right? One is from the Karmada scheduler, and the other one is from the Karmada control manager. So, so the Karmada control manager, the request from Karmada control manager was accepted early than Karmada scheduler request. So there's a conflict for a conflict for the request from Karmada scheduler. So the API server, when the API server trying to apply the changes from Karmada scheduler, it results in a conflict, and so the API server then fetch the latest resource binding from etcd and to update the object again. So this is so the webhook be invoked another time.
What I'm confused about, maybe I just need to dig into this a little bit more, is that the original update that's made by the Karmada scheduler, the webhook accepts that request and
Yeah.
ultimately updates the status to reflect the new quota.
Yeah.
But that change never gets persisted in etcd because of the conflict with the change done to the Karmada controller manager.
No, oh, sorry. For the first time, the webhook already updated the federated result quota.
Okay.
So this already been persisted to etcd.
Okay. Oh, I see. But
That's exactly the side effects.
Yeah. And the next time, like the second time the webhook is invoked, we still see an update happening to the cluster part, like the part of the manifest that we're filtering for.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm wondering.
So so far I can for this issue, I think once it's happening, you can see that the code the webhook will see quota exceeded and denied the request, but at the same time the Karmada scheduler will continue to retry and until what until until the, for this PR. So I think the situation maybe will last for 5 minutes
Yeah.
because the sync period is 5 minutes.
Yeah. Would minimizing the scope of the spec that the validation webhook listens to, minimize the chance of conflicts that would re-trigger the validation webhook, or is that something that's not really going to fix the issue? Like why is it in Kubernetes that the same sort of admission webhook mechanism doesn't seem to have these sort of reconcile errors? Again, I just didn't really read into this too much just yet, so I have to catch up.
Okay. So as I mentioned here, we still can do something to reduce the conflict frequency, and at the same time, we are introducing we will introduce the this PR, and after that we still need to evaluate the effect, and so I think John still have another. So
Got it.
I think for I'm not sure for this issue. It can resolve most of the keys, I think, but just with the um, I don't know if it's not. I'm not sure if it is a bug, but I can sure that this gonna have a bad user experience if they reaching this issue.
Yeah.
So that is when you when the when the last guy trying to deploy a workload, so it might need to wait at least 5 minutes, right?
Yeah. Okay, yeah, because this might have implications on failover as well. If all the applications for like a cluster failover, they get drained. We're relying on the quota to sort of be maintained.
No, I don't think we are going to accept this issue, and we still I think we need to try to resolve it eventually. For this alpha release, I think it is acceptable.
Yeah.
Mhm.
No, I'm
Yeah.
glad it was caught. I'll think about some solutions as well.
Okay. So another thing. By the way, have you sent CFP for KubeCon North America?
I have not submitted for KubeCon North America, no.
Okay. So are you going to the KubeCon?
So I wasn't planning on going to North America. We
Mhm.
have another member of my team who I think is gonna go, but
Mhm.
I probably won't. Did you submit a proposal?
No. But we probably have a maintainer track. So I'm looking for some guy can who want to who can help to make the presentation.
Yeah, I'm wondering when the call for proposals is, though. I think, let's see. Oh, the call for proposals is due today.
Due to today, yeah.
Yeah.
So no worry. I think I mean the maintainer track haven't has not started.
Okay, got it. So it would be a separate sort of submission process.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, if you need help, let me know. I can probably submit something.
Okay. So you mean you can help to find some guy to, or you go to the KubeCon yourself?
If you need someone to present on behalf of maintainers, yeah, I could either find, I'm wondering if Joe would be interested, or I could submit it on my behalf as well. But
Okay.
I don't really know what the process is for submitting under the
Okay.
maintainers. So you would have to guide me a little bit.
Okay. I will talk to you on Slack.
Okay, sounds good.
Okay. So I think we have nothing to talk about here. So I'm going to end this meeting. So thank you guys.
Thank you. See you
Thank
in
you.
2 weeks.
Thank
See you.
you.
Yeah. See you at Coupon at Hong Kong. Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
Sure.
Right. Bye.